two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Hey, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with two dope dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I am Aaron.
And I am Dave.
Hey, Dave. This is our 1 year anniversary. We've done 52 episodes, one time a week. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. You know what? Awesome for us.
Yeah.
But so much it's only awesome because they listen.
Yeah, it is. It's
Well,
awesome.
Both. I love that they listen.
We would do it
and
anyway.
yeah, I'm just going to keep on talking about it because
Yeah.
it's got to be talked about. But
It
I
does.
fucking love that there is people that listen to this thing and put the messages and do
Mhm.
the thing. In the last year, it's been I think the reward
Yeah.
is very showing now in the community.
Mhm.
Like I think there is a very cool group of people that
Yes. We have the coolest listeners, and I get
Yeah.
to meet so many of them sometimes at these
I'm
events,
pumped.
and it's just the best. I love each and every one of you.
Yep.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's so much fun.
All of the people that we have the commercials for, all
Yeah.
of the bean fucking
Hope you like
all
the
of
new commercial that's coming.
Boom.
Yeah, check that out. Build a Soil. Use that code Support Dope People for 5% off.
Chee.
Hell yeah!
Get there.
If you want to
do it.
support the show and support people who support dope people, that's how you can do that. You can help the show. It helps us buy more equipment. It helps us,
Dude, that microphone. Oh, he got some kick-ass
I
microphones.
did. I got some new microphones. I got some wireless ones.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want them.
Mm-hmm. They're very nice.
I don't get very jealous about many things, but like cool electronics
Yeah.
and see-through electronics.
Mm-hmm. Smoky.
Yeah, there's these earbuds I've been looking at. They're called the wireless ear 2s. Anyway, they're like see-through. They look really cool. I don't know if I'm gonna buy them or not, but anyway,
Nice.
I want some
I'm over
good-
here crunching on an icebreaker in the mic. I'm sure that's great for everybody. You would think after a year I would learn, but I don't. You hear
Might
me
as well just
vape.
fucking
Yeah,
ba- 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 ba-
Yeah. pretty much.
Yeah, we got
Sorry.
that. No, it's okay.
But dude, like we've been doing this a year and most people don't like I think we talked about in the early episode, like most people don't even do like 8 episodes and 50% of those people never make it past 20 episodes and here we are at 52.
Damn.
And this is like I guess like now it's season 2. Should we call it season
Whoa.
2?
Whoa.
Should we do season 2 episode 1 next week?
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, or should we just do more episodes? Just like continue on the numbering. That way we
Ooh.
can have like episode 420 would be awesome.
Wow.
Or season 4, episode 20.
Oof.
That we would get to it quicker.
What if it was episode 53, season 2, episode 1?
Oh, let's do it.
And
I will do it.
just
That'll
really-
really piss off the YouTube algorithm.
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds like some
Ooh.
Jason Callahan's shit right there.
Yep.
Shout out
I-
Jason
I
Callahan.
fucking love that guy. God, it was just his birthday.
Was it?
Speaking of,
Yeah, mine's tomorrow. Yeah.
Wednesday. What's today?
Oh yeah, today's Monday. Yeah, mine's in 2
2
days.
days.
2 days.
2
yeah.
days.
It was last week for the people watching this on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to
No,
you.
none of that. I'll walk outside right now.
I'll fucking
No.
cut
I-
that shit right out of this
I only
pod.
accept the royalty free happy birthday. You know,
Oh,
it's got to be that one.
I'm gonna
because
build you one.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
I
Happy
think realistically,
birthday.
some of my greatest works of maybe my entire life have been the songs that I have been directly making for people
Mhm.
lately. Genuinely, some of the
Yeah, they're
best.
great.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
So some people have had some good ones, I think.
Gary, the recent one for Gary, unbelievable. Yeah, my cousin Colleen's birthday song was.
Oh, nice. I missed that
Spot.
one, but Colleen's awesome. I've never actually met her, but she seems super cool.
Oh, she's a fucking amazing human.
I
But
bet.
yeah, god damn, dude, the songs got me pumped up. Were you listening last week when I
I
made
was
the?
I was there Thursday
I was
for
singing for about us. I made some shit. A couple of them kind of sound cool.
I heard the jazz something. I remember one of them that was slapping. There was
Yeah,
one that was slapping.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
telling
I
you.
saw some people were helping. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
I'm
things are
always
good.
I'm always around there. Hey,
No, I know.
let's do plugs real quick. We'll start it right now. Are you looking to take your cannabis cultivation to the next level? Introducing the Living Soil Box from cropculture.net. This box is absolutely loaded with value and will come in two standard configurations: the Living Soil Box, upgraded with the Autopot XXL, and the base version of the Living Soil Box without the Autopot watering system.
That's right. This amazing box features top notch products and genetics straight from the Build a Soil YouTube series. With options like the Autopot system for convenient automated watering and industry leading brands like Rootwise, Build a Soil, and Thrive Nutrients, you'll have everything you need for a successful grow.
And the best part, you can choose from two amazing bundle options packed with goodies like craft soil blends, toppings, beneficial microbes, and even freebies from renowned breeders like Covert Genetics, Awkid, Kid Kaya, and Green Mountain Preservations.
Don't miss out on strains like Halitosis number 2, Fancy Cakes, Mega 73, and exclusive breeder specials only available in these boxes. Plus, custom stickers add that personal touch. And for our listeners, use the code 2DOPEDUDES for $10 off any purchase of $100 or more at cropculture.net.
With values up to $550, these boxes are a steal, but don't wait. Pre order yours today at cropculture.net for shipping on July 1st. Level up your garden with the Living Soil Box.
Hey, Canna Curious connoisseurs, are you looking to elevate your wellness routine? Take it up a notch with Mr. CBD Chicago.
That's right, dude. They've got everything you need from their brand new El Jefe line with CBD and THC sprays for a discreet and convenient dose, to their legendary Moonrock Matte Bottle Rockets and the always satisfying Spliff Society pre rolls.
And listen up, 2Dope Dude listeners. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES at checkout for 10% off your entire order at MrCBDChicago.com. That's right, 10% off.
So ditch the stress and embrace the good vibes with Mr. CBD Chicago. Head over to their website today. Just remember, use the code 2DOPEDUDES for that sweet discount. You're not going to regret it. Hey there, fellow plant enthusiasts. Tired of using chemical fertilizers that harm your soil and the environment?
We feel you. That's why we want to introduce you to Green Grow Biological.
Green Grow offers organic soil amendments packed with beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizae fungi like their popular Pride Bloom fertilizer and flower finisher.
These little powerhouses work together to improve your soil health, helping your plants grow strong and healthy naturally. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, Green Grow has something for you.
And because Green Grow is committed to sustainable practices, you can feel good about what you're putting into your home and garden.
Head over to thegreengrow.com to learn more about their amazing products and how they can help you take your gardening to the next level.
And listen up, because here's a special offer just for our listeners. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off your entire order at thegreengrow.com.
That's 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off at greengrow.com. Happy planting!
And get those out of the way. You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. Also, the Growers Hangout on YouTube had a bunch of cool people on already. We have some awesome plans that we've been working on. We're going to be doing some cool giveaways and stuff. We're going to do like an upcoming feature on our grows for the Goat Cup, because me, Pete, and Chris from Crop Culture are all entering the Goat Cup.
Oh,
And then Chris and I are going to be going out to the Living Soil Cup in November in Colorado at Build a Soil headquarters and entering our stuff there. So I think we might be working with Weed Should Taste Good and Miles and the people putting on the Living Soil Cup to do some promotion for that too. So check it out. It's fast growing and we're having fun.
hell yeah.
Yeah, so come check us out on YouTube. Tuesday nights streaming live, 7 p.m. Wait till you see who we grow with next. You can also find us supportdopepeople.com along with links to our other pods, and you may be able to get stickers just by providing your email and address and signing up for the mailing list. You can always email us twodopedudespodcast@gmail.com for all your questions or things you want us to talk about. Boom.
I'm just blown away by wait till you see who we grow with next. That was fire.
Isn't that great?
Jesus. All right.
Yeah, the growers hangout.
Good. Dope.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
On Thursday night, if you're not doing anything, come on and you hang out. You ask me about some cannabis stuff, and maybe I'll make you a song
Yep.
for yourself. They're bops, they're gems, but I'm really there for the cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about cannabis. Be with your community, and
Yeah.
cannabis community is important.
I really do. There's a unbelievably great group of people there. But if you got questions about cannabis as a personal use and how you can most effectively use it as a tool to help you,
And somebody who's had like 8 or 9 years experience in the industry, currently back in the industry,
talking to people every day.
talking to people
Love
every
it.
day. So like this is what the man does. This is what he's passionate about, and you should support him. Support dope people by supporting Peace, Love, and Cope because it's the same thing.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, brother.
Yeah, no, I appreciate everybody. And honestly, Thursday's just one avenue. Plenty of people are doing stuff. I know,
Yeah.
whatever. I have Facebook and I have whatever. You can hit me up. I just want to be there for you. Peace, love, and cope at gmail.com.
Yeah.
There's plenty of ways to actually directly hit me up. Facebook's probably the most consistent way.
Sure.
Get in the group, chat
Yeah.
in the group, ask a question, directly hit me up.
Fox Valley
DMs.
Growers Club group now too.
Oh,
Yeah, join that.
nice.
Speaking
I
of.
like that.
We should link those up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. We can figure that out.
Dope. Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. That's plugs. Speaking of community, let's go to we got a couple comments on the last one. And
Oh my God.
no, good old Gary Cornett, Sheriff Saggy Pants.
Oh my God, dude. That's fucking such a
Here you go.
great song.
You get to read this.
I'm back. Oh, here you go. January 1, 2025, medical cannabis Burnside passed and zoning ordinance. Hoping to get a dispensary. All right. Much love. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Care?
Yeah.
Super fire.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, I think did Kentucky just get
Yeah, Ohio too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Ohio
Good
might
on
be
ya.
able to. There might be some dispensaries I was reading earlier, and we'll get into it if we want. There may be some dispensaries able to sell cannabis this week. They've already allowed licensing.
That's
Yeah.
regulation that I can get behind.
Yeah.
Start moving the fucking ball. What are we
Yeah.
talking about? Pencil. All right, hey,
Yeah.
everybody, you can start moving. Send an email out. Let everybody know. Y'all send the fucking mail carrier by every day. Slip a little message in there. Say, hey, you can start doing some different shit today.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Comment 4 days ago. Grow Joe Grow. I know who you are. You're awesome. Another awesome show. I've been listening while I'm playing in Grow, and my
Nice.
plants love you guys. I hope to see you guys this weekend.
Oh, dear Joe's plants.
Yeah.
We love you too.
Yeah.
Keep growing big and mighty, little ladies.
Yeah, and then Todd Wilson 1174. Hey guys, thank you. Got my wicked slaps today because I sent them all out. Yeah,
Nice. Let's
yeah.
go.
Glad you got them. We got some cool linked stuff on Instagram. Bunch of sent them out with the Peace, Love, and Cope stickers and stuff.
Oh,
You know
nice.
what I mean? Of course.
Very
so,
cool.
Yeah, I got some Weed Should Taste Good ones too for you.
Yeah, sweet. I might actually get some
Yeah,
big boy professional done, nice, kind of longer
I-
lasting.
I
things
can
that we
hook you up. I can hook you up
Yeah,
with
sweet.
the link. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
sweet.
sure. Very reasonable pricing.
Yeah,
Very reasonable pricing.
sweet.
All right. So, I got stuff for us to talk about. We also don't have to talk about. I mean, it's our 1 year episode. So, like, what do you think? You want to get into it a little bit?
Bro, happy 1 year.
Happy
Yeah, I'm
one
down
year.
with whatever.
I mean, we can also talk about the Miles event and what
Oh,
happened this
let's like, you
week.
know what? Fuck
You
that
know what I
news
mean?
stuff until you tell me about what happened.
Dude, so like the Miles class was really good. It was a full house. Um but it was fantastic. I saw a bunch of new people. We had people that drove for 5.5 hours from
Holy,
multiple different states to get here.
let's go.
We had Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota come down for the
Fuck.
class, then came back the next day, which was yesterday, for the event at the Little Bean Farmers Market in Carroll
Shut
Stream.
the fuck up.
And they had like over 300 attendees, 300 pre-sales and tickets, another. It was
Wow, let's
ridiculous.
go. That's so cool.
Yeah, dude.
That's so cool.
Miles, City Trees was there, which is awesome. We love City Trees. They're got the best quality tasting medicine in in the city.
Really,
They're like
yeah.
when the bands
Oh,
come
you
to
know what? I
town.
think that's the ones
Yes,
that
it
I was
is.
super fucking
Yes.
impressed with. Yep.
All
never
those
mind,
pink
you're-
bags.
Yeah.
Yes, City
Yep, I
Trees.
remember that. That was
Shout
super
out to
nice.
Champ and Phoenix from City Trees. Shout out to Scotty and Asthma. They were all like at the event yesterday. I helped Miles at his table. He had, a bunch of goodies and shirts, and he sold almost out of everything, which was great. But Goat was right next to us. City Trees was right there.
Hell
It was such a great time. Yeah, met so many cool people. But the educational event was great. I recorded that for the attendees. It was very informational. That dude is super.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah. So and then we talked a lot about like community building and future plans and how to do stuff. So it was all in all a success. He loves the community. He sees what we're building out here.
Oh,
He's so like, yeah, dude.
I had not until Instagram and all that
Right.
stuff. I saw you post whatever. I was like, oh my god, he looks like our people. Like
Yeah.
yeah. You know when
Yeah.
people just got the vibe, they
Oh
just
yeah.
from a picture from fucking far away you can tell.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when smoked that and was like,
Bro, hash should taste good. By Portal Provisions and grown by Miles. This stuff is on par with like the medicine that you would get, like the J plant speaker rosin. This is really high quality, and he was selling it at Illinois prices. And,
I was very impressed
oh
with
God, yeah,
what was there. Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah.
Yep.
I got a nice head sash. I'm blessed.
Yeah, very cool.
The Skittles are good too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
But
man.
yeah, dude,
Thanks
like
yeah.
just meeting all the people and just connecting with people and just talking about organic living soil and probiotics and bokashi and ferments and Korean natural farming and jadam and dude, just all of it, the knowledge that Miles just like exudes, and he's just open source. Like he tells you his recipe because that's how it should be.
That's it.
Collaboration happens at the top, competition happens at the bottom.
Yep.
But as far as Miles, that dude is proper as fuck, bro. Proper. That's all I can say, dude. Proper. And I love that he's just like us. If you bring him a bad joint, he's gonna take one hit. And if he don't like it, bro, that's it. It's out.
Yeah.
It's
I
out.
like that.
Weed should taste good, baby. Hash should taste good, baby. Hey, sorry. If it tastes harsh and it tastes like salts, that's not us. It's fine for other people. I'm not talking shit about it. I'm just saying that's not what we're about.
Yeah. Yeah. I respect that.
But it was awesome. That was when I was like, oh yeah, he's just like us. We're all the same.
Yep. I respect the hell out of that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. God.
Yep.
I feel bad that I missed it. I'm my cousin who's in the military.
Yeah.
literally. So what actually happened?
Mm-hmm.
He flew into the state. Nobody was supposed to know about it, but
Yeah.
the dumbass animal downloaded Snapchat like 2 days before to try and like maybe talk to a girl or something. And then when he got into town, fucking his sister texted him literally 10 minutes after he landed and was like, "Are you in Chicago right now?" And then he was like, "No, why?" And then she's like, "Well,
Snapchat.
why the fuck does your Snapchat?" And he was like, "Fuck, how do I fucking play this off now?" And then he was like, "Well, I was just gonna surprise you guys." So then, like, now he had to like come talk to everybody. He wasn't not gonna talk to anybody, but like
He wasn't
he
gonna
just
make a
had
big
some
deal
other,
about it.
yeah, he just had some other shit that he needed to take care of and didn't want to get stuck just
Doing what he had to,
right,
doing
right,
what exactly what
doing
ended
all
up
the
happened.
right, right.
Yeah.
And he got stuck. So once I knew about it too, I was like, well,
Well, yeah.
I gotta go. It's yeah. So anyway,
That's
spent
awesome,
some
dude.
time with him, and it was a good weekend. The Sunday thing, I feel bad that I couldn't get to, but you know, golly,
Bro, I wish you would have came.
yeah.
That would have been the
I saw the videos and stuff on a couple of Instagrams
yeah.
and such, and I am quite disappointed that I missed it because that one looked like a damn good one.
Bro, it was so good. It was a new part of the building. It was beautiful. It worked really well. The flow was great. We had they
Yeah.
sold out a barbecue.
Dope. Good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So many like good vendors there that I got to see. There was some vendors there that came to the class. I mean, like there's so many cool people doing stuff. There was people there who were not organic growers that came and learned stuff and participated. And that's what it's all about. I never say that like any one way growing is bad. If you grow weed or you grow cannabis and it's good enough that like you enjoy it and it works for what you're using it for, and like it's good enough that like you want to like go to your, you know which friend's house, you know which friend's house you want to go to. You want to go to your friend's house and be like, yo, check this weed out I just grew.
Yeah.
If you grow weed that makes you want to do that, good. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Then that's what you should be doing.
Yep. And then
You know what I mean?
let me be your friend and then bring it to me and
Yeah.
I'll tell you it's good
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, and so with Miles is what it sounds like.
So would
He's like,
Miles.
"Oh, nope, fuck that. I'm out."
Miles wants organic cannabis. Although we smoked some salt cannabis that was fantastic.
See, because
And
if it's not
and
organic, you
that
don't have to panic.
that's right.
But organic's probably definitely better, obviously.
Organic
So let's all be
generally to some people tastes better and different, and because we understand it more, it's a little bit more, I mean it's a little woo woo, but like whatever, like everybody's got their own stuff. But like we smoked some infused stuff from Mr. 12 and 12, and I know he's not organic, but that dude's proper, and it was proper.
Yeah.
It was proper.
Yeah. There's some like I said, there are some people even at in the state and they do it well, you
Mhm.
know. I'm a fan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like bring us organic. We want,
Yeah.
yeah, we like that organic. We like that sticky,
Ooh.
stinky and like, filled with ferments and shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Heard that.
But yeah,
But
all in
good.
all, it was a success.
Do we have another event planned coming up soon? Are there
So I think last I had heard, and this could change because Charlie is a big boy, and what I've learned is that Charlie does what Charlie wants to do, and
Atta
Charlie
boy.
does what he feels like he should do.
Good, because I
And
like his
I
way of
do,
doing things.
because Charlie's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
And for all his faults or not faults, or like he's pushing the bounds of Illinois cannabis culture. I heard he was going to take July off and then do a 3-day event in August.
Damn.
Although if you look on Instagram today, which was last week for you, there is a post voting on should we do an event in July. I do like once a month events.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, hey, why not?
Yeah.
If you can bring the people and if the people want to come, do it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love to see the thing.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I got to like vend a because I was helping Miles and helping Goat because support dope people. Um, like usually I'm off doing a podcast or something like that, but it was cool to like be at a booth and just like talk to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Help
I,
out, sell shirts. You know what I mean?
I am as like I think that's the thing is once we get into the moments of human interaction, especially in this level of community, it becomes real easy sometimes to have those conversations, and it's real fun to. There's always some stink ass, there's always somebody that's like, ugh, the entitled ones,
Yeah,
there are some people out there, but it's just that's the thing is like I'll shorten it up, get through that process so that I can
yeah,
get back to another real one,
yeah,
and there's so many of them that are showing their faces at the right times, and it's really cool, man. And in these proper settings, it seems very easy to have open communication about some real life shit, to
yeah,
be real with some people, to be honest. And for a like the thing is, with all the regulation, with all the fucking rules, how do we tiptoe on these hot coals, it's still a fucking reason for debate, but
yeah.
until fucking the law changes, which law is just how we interpret words, right?
Yep.
So if you use your words correctly, you're not breaking the fucking laws. But if you use your words incorrectly, you're breaking the fucking laws. So don't break laws, right?
Yeah.
Stay on here, listen to these podcasts, listen to how I speak about things, listen to how Aaron speaks about things. It's the old lingo between can we say water pipe or bong inside of fucking smoke shops, right? Be smart about how you represent yourself and how you represent what you're doing. And if you do so, it's not this towing lines, it's not this fucking whatever. Is there some group of fucking gung ho brown nosers that out there that are like, I
Yes.
want to get you? Yeah. Yep. Always. No matter what you're doing. Even because here's the thing some people would say that the people who do licensed cannabis
Yep.
are doing it properly. They're doing it by the law. They're abiding by the
I was
state
talking to
given
Miles about
driven law.
this. It's like
And
their third generation now, and like because the original licensee holders are mostly gone, and so
gone,
now we're stuck with people who know that it's not as profitable,
gone.
and it's more like a it seems more like a pump and dump scheme because we're talking like third generation licensees who are going, hey, I paid all this money, where's my riches, and they're seeing that it's not as rich as they thought it was going to
Well, they
be.
they set this shit up for the
And
pump and dumps, the exact way that
correct,
you're saying, for
correct.
people to take on licenses and to sell them off. It's wild to me to see, and there's people in the space who I don't like, who you don't like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But they've held the fucking licenses from day fucking one. They continue to be profitable fucking endeavors. Um, and realistically, their shit is worth something.
Mm-hmm.
So they could go sell still to somebody else who comes in who
Right.
thinks they have enough money to figure out the fucking thing. And once the regulation changes on a federal level,
Yeah.
this whole motherfucking thing is going to change face. You're going to have players with massive amounts of money that will
Yep.
want to enter the space.
Yep.
You will have food producers who will
Yep.
want to get into the edible game. You will have big tobacco and people with monstrous fucking farmers and shit who want to get into the growing game. You will the cultivation. There will be massive changes if the regulation goes in that
I think
manner.
we're gonna start seeing corporate mergers just so cannabis companies can get on the stock
Yeah.
exchange. That's what Ben Culver of GTI, who I personally think is kind of a scumbag, boycott GTI, wants to do with Boston Brewing Company, Sam Adams.
I mean, it-
It's not a bad idea. I just personally
as a
think that guy
I'm sorry,
sucks.
I didn't
No,
fucking
you're
double
fine.
click that. as a business venture, as somebody who's expanding the portfolio for a bigger purchase along the way, or to, and that's the whole thing, is if you're playing in the scheme of a
Right.
stock market, then these people are doing it and they're cutthroat. It doesn't feel good for people like you and I to do
I mean,
I don't want to support these people, but
it would
I,
be nice. It would be nice. Like, I know you work for the industry. Um, I have family that works for a cannabis company in a different state.
yeah,
How's the 401k? Oh wait, you can't because you can't trade on the stock market. You got to do it on the
right.
Canadian one. So like that's stuff that should change. That affects
There's
you and my family and like so it affects me. Like these are things that need to change on the federal level, and
100%.
I mean they could change it on the state level too, but the money and
Yeah.
people, that's what they care about. Speaking of, let's talk about what Rep Ford says that they're going to do for the 2024 veto session. Can we talk about this? Because this
Oh,
does affect us. So this is the highlight. This is a from Green Market Report. Illinois hemp cannabis advocates call for action in veto session. So the highlight of that is Rep Ford, Representative Ford. Let me be proper. Leads the Illinois House of Representatives working group on cannabis and has advocated for small business and criminal justice reform. Uh, Rep, Representative Ford works with Cannabis Equity Illinois. Obviously they are a friend to cannabis. Or is at least seen as a friend to cannabis to the most part. I don't want to like misspeak and say like I represent everything they've ever done. But I do appreciate,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just want to be sure. Um, this is what they had to say. Today, after much work and consideration, hemp products are still unregulated in Illinois. Last year, I introduced Illinois House Bill 4161, which would create a regulatory framework for hemp products and establish important requirements for like licensing, testing, and labeling. I also introduced HB 4193 that would create age minimums for hemp product purchases. Seemed fine. Limited to adults who are 21 years of age of older. That's what they did for cigarettes, so I really can't argue with that.
Yep. I'm okay with that too.
This year, I introduced HB 5306, the Industrial Hemp Act, designed to accomplish those same goals. I agree with Governor J.B. Pritzker that a hemp regulatory proposal must be top priority during veto session this fall. I joined him in his disappointment that we couldn't get a bill through in spring. Going into veto session, I hope to work with all stakeholders to educate lawmakers on solutions to our community's issues while still leaving opportunities for this growing industry to flourish in Illinois.
Let's go.
We will then finalize a bill that will accomplish all stakeholder goals. I don't believe you. Uh,
That's
if,
impossible to begin with.
right. Anything else could put hundreds, if not thousands, of Illinois companies out of business and Illinoisians out of work while starting a new war on drugs in Illinois. Our communities have been targeted and destroyed by this failed war, and it is past time to repair the harm, not create Prohibition 2.0.
Bingo.
Yes, I pretty much agree. I agree with probably 99% of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
We'll see, though.
continue
We'll see.
supporting the hemp
Yes.
industry. I'm not against it.
No, not that at all.
I'm not against having, yeah, they could fuck it up real quick. There could be a lot of fucked up things that could come
Yeah.
from it, but I think that continuing to allow the hemp industry to flourish, if you need to make them fucking put some labels on some shit, get them to put some labels on some
If
shit.
only we had
But
some good state senators around here.
w-
I wish some of our friends would run for state senate. I think that would be really cool. I can think of probably one guy who is like perfect for it, but I don't know. You know, that'd be
yeah,
pretty cool, right?
yeah,
That'd be wild. If
yeah,
that was a thing, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
super cool.
yeah, cool. So let's see what happens in the fall veto session.
Hopefully, good things.
Yes. Older patients using medical cannabis experience considerable improvement in health and well-being, study finds. Dave,
Wow,
are you surprised?
not even one bit.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, because my guesstimation is that it's actually somewhat of an effective medicine
Yeah,
and doesn't play quite the deteriorative um, aspects that some of the other medicines that we treat people's conditions with have. Right? Like if you like have headaches, but all of a sudden your butthole bleeds, my headaches are gone, but my butthole bleeds. That's a bad combination.
that's a terrible
You know what I
combination.
mean?
Bleeding butthole. I mean, it depends on, is it brown blood or is it bright red blood?
That's
Because
too much.
that's actually a. I mean, that's a difference.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, here's the truth of this. There's just too many side effects. The
Yeah,
side effects from cannabis are what? Too hungry. Oh boy. Fucking lock up the forks. Put a
yeah,
goddamn put a padlock on the refrigerator. What do you mean? You got to control yourself somehow, right? Too tired. Take your ass to bed. If something in your life is telling you you should sleep, you should probably sleep.
yeah,
Including intoxicants. Take your ass to bed. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Enjoy sleeping. Sleeping's a beautiful thing. It's very regenerative,
Hmm.
restorative to our health. It's something that we all need to do. Maybe you're not doing enough of it. Maybe that's what the weed's telling you. Take a little nap,
And
bruh.
that's what it says. It says multiple therapeutic benefits for the demographic, including for health, well being, sleep, and mood. Authors also observed sizable reductions in pain severity and pain interference amongst older aged patients reporting chronic pain as
Yeah.
their primary condition.
Yeah.
Older people don't always report all the things that happen. Um,
Yeah.
but primary pain is one of those things that's kind of a constant. And so once you start actually treating primary pain with full spectrum cannabis, CBD,
Yeah,
hemp
y'all got
oil, you start to regulate your endocannabinoid system, and all these other things start improving as well.
well
But,
and
you
that
know,
I mean generally like
that's it's from treating chronic pain instead of saying, "Hey, this finger doesn't move as well anymore," and just say, "I have
yeah, but that's the thing is like what is pain? And I think
Sure.
that's the beauty of what is cannabis, right?
Yeah.
Because in the sense of what is pain, it can be neuropathy, it could
Mhm.
be headache, it could be nausea, it could be fucking a multi inflammation, spasticity.
Mhm.
There's tons of different actual physical pains that exist, but we classify them as pain, right? Well, the same way, cannabis is just we call it cannabis, but it's a multitude of things. It actually deals with inflammation, spasticity, chronic pain, headache, nausea, fucking name the symptom, and then it's not just the physicality, but it's also like they said with mood and other things. If generally speaking, your body hurts, you're going through deterioration. We all will deteriorate. Every
Mhm.
single one of us will go through deterioration in our life. If we have something that generally makes us feel better and think better, why the fuck isn't why is that a
Yeah.
bad thing?
It's
What's
not.
bad about it? Outside of, and I will tell you again, we can all agree on this. Maybe long-term inhalation could have some type of effect on the lungs that we don't fully understand yet.
You're talking about smoking a pipe or
Correct.
a cone.
Combustion,
You're not
full
talking
blown
about we're not
combustion.
talking about actual cannabis particles in the air from manufacturing and or processing, because we know that absolutely can be dangerous, just like anything else where
In
particles are
pure
in the air.
it
Exactly.
in
It's
pure
not be
form,
right.
even then, and this is what is where we all can
Yeah.
where the slip is, right? We can all agree that in their pure forms, these cannabinoids, when delivered to the systems that they're delivered to, are good. They're
Yes.
not deteriorative.
Right.
The oil, the heated resin,
Sure.
the smoke itself, whatever
Yeah.
that carrier
Tar
is,
tar from the smoke,
correct.
right.
Because there's not one of us that won't agree that if you keep smoking through one of these pipes without cleaning it, they get
Correct.
disgusting. If you smoke all the way through a full joint, the thing gets disgusting. We know that there can be some degeneration in the lungs, and we know that as a group. But past that, it's hard to claim that there's anything that this thing does that wouldn't benefit you long term.
Yeah.
And for it to be a general um, immune system booster,
Hmm.
right? Where when we're all getting older, we're getting sick more. We're scared of getting sick because we can't handle it. We'll deteriorate. We're not strong enough to handle it. With this little aid of this thing that makes us feel good and everything,
Yeah.
maybe we fucking can,
Yeah.
And that's the difference that um that's the difference. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't um yeah, a lot of people don't have access to that, especially the older folk.
So this is it was a UK based organization, Drug Science and Imperial College London Center for
Good.
Neuropsychopharmacology looked at data from T21, a large observational study of individuals seeking prescribed cannabis for a range of primary conditions in the UK that was launched in 2020.
Awesome.
So that's like there's more international stuff going on, which is fantastic because we can, we don't have to wait around for America or United States to get their
Well, in
whatever together.
to discredit science because of a fake border is stupid,
Exactly.
right?
That's what I'm saying.
Measurable science is measurable
Right.
science. We could take it into a laboratory here and break it down into the same components. That's why cannabis is able to be spoken about with the level of surety that I speak with it about,
Hmm.
because there is some scientific truth behind what we're talking about.
And it looks like the National Institute of Health announced this spring that the agency will use 8.4 million to support clinical trials into the safety and efficacy of psychedelic assisted therapy to treat chronic pain. Is how it ties in older adults.
Good,
So
because
we are starting to do stuff on chronic pain,
but
which
good
is fantastic.
as they should put fucking mushrooms in there, as
Yeah.
they should put fucking possibly ketamine in there, as they should possibly put literally. I think there's a lot of really good things that have been looked at as drugs that are generally effective. Now, I psilocybin 100% back. I do
Yeah.
know that there's really good ketamine therapies that are
Yes.
out there. I do know that fucking even then people with the ayahuasca and the fucking
Yeah.
whatever, run it all up. Let and who the fuck are we to tell some old people don't do some shit?
Yeah. They can do
It,
pretty
yeah.
much whatever they want.
If my grandmother came to me and said, "I want some fucking DMT," I would go ask around until I fucking could find it for her. And if you didn't, you're a shit grandson, all right?
Hey, when your grandma asks you, let me know.
Yeah.
I know some people.
Yeah, I hope that would be fucking sweet. My grandma won't even let me like generally pretend to talk to her about smoking weed. She's like, "Nah, I don't need none of that loopy shit." I'm like, "Graham, you just don't like. It's not that. I'm trying to tell you, I do it for a living. I can show you the thousands and thousands of people that I have actually directly. Nah, nah." I'm like, okay, but that's the unfortunate truth
Give her
of
some
the
hemp seed.
bro. And no matter what I were to try and tell this lady, without hiding it from her or
Right.
lying to
Never would
her
ever.
about
Yeah.
shit, which I wouldn't do to
Right.
anybody to begin with. It's just this mindset that it still exists, bro. It's weird.
Yep.
I see it at the fucking dispensary sometimes. People come in and they're like, "Nah, I don't want none of that. I don't want to get high. I just want." We had literally today, dead ass. Some guy came in. He goes, "I need some gummies. My first time here." We said, "All right." He goes, "What do you got in the D8 department?" And like
What?
everybody looked around, like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're
What
not."
is what?
Well, I've
D8.
been getting these what do you got in you got anything in like I forgot what he said, like 1,000 or 5,000 or 50,000. He said some astronomical number that made my eyes like blow out of my head. And I was like, "Nah, bro, totally different situation here.
Yeah.
Like we actually have cannabis here. This is
A cannabis dispensary.
yeah. Oh. Oh, you're shocked? Let's see that ID one more time. But all right, you're still
Yeah.
good. All right,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
that's the people don't fucking know.
Well, according to some people, it's the there's a lack of education in dispensaries.
there's a there in some of them there is.
Yeah,
There are
for sure.
times when I jump out constantly
You're
now,
like,
and
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no,
hey,
no.
let's all get the common understanding here.
Yeah.
This is the truth, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but I will act as the authority here. This
Well,
is
you want to represent it in the right way. That's something that you've always been very proper about,
yeah.
representing yourself in the right way. And you've taught me so much and inspired me in certain ways. Just like the products that we choose to represent, we want to represent the right things for the right people, and we
Yeah.
want to represent what is factually correct and what you can actually do, and not deal with all these other things that get in the way of how the plant can actually help,
Dude,
you know?
I'm fighting a losing battle a lot of times. I had a guy come in the other day and he goes, why is this shit got THCA in it? Pardon? Yeah, I can get this shit all over the fucking internet, no problem. I'll just buy some shit from the internet. I
Okay.
said, you're more than allowed to do that, sir.
Cult of
I have
Franklin.
to understand. So I'm just trying to help you understand. Cannabis and hemp are the same thing. They're classified by two different law sets, right?
Yeah.
In here, cannabis is, we're allowed to sell something with THC in it.
Yeah.
Hemp, they are not allowed to sell something with THC over the 0.03%
Right.
thing. So there is allowed to be some THC theoretically.
Yeah.
We're just allowed to have all of it. And then over there, like they can have all the THCA in the world that they want.
Right.
And over here, we also have THCA because that's what grows on the plant. That's the flower
Right.
form of it. Ah, I was like, sir, you're never going to win this argument with me. And I'm not trying to be rude to you.
Right.
I'm actually trying to educate you so that you understand there is a
Right.
genuine difference,
Yeah.
but there's also not a genuine difference, right? We're legally,
Corn, sweet corn.
yeah,
Corn and sweet corn. That's how you have to explain it to people. Every time I've explained it to them that way, they're like, "Oh, dude, it's corn and sweet corn."
yeah,
Especially in Illinois. People get that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yep. I mean, even yep, 100%.
And man, you want to talk about some special hemp? Let's call it agricultural
I mean,
hemp, Indian.
I'm like
What do
even
they call it?
trying
Indian
to.
corn or multicolored corn or whatever it
It's
is.
almost like
You know what I mean?
a taco
Cornucopia.
and an empanada, right? Like they're exactly the fuck. I don't know
Y
what's the
queso,
what's the open face
pollo,
taco? Whatever the
queso,
fuck it is, you know what I mean? I don't know,
chimichanga,
bro.
chilaquiles.
Hey, sounds like you're yelling at me now. No, it's just that's it. Tacos are
Yeah,
it's all kind of the same
yeah,
shit, right?
it's all the
It's
same.
just differently
Yeah,
represented.
smaller. With
One's
it's
rolled up
they're
in a
there.
big one.
They
One's
got
got some beans
cheese,
and one
y
don't.
pollo,
Yeah, yeah. What do you?
fucking
And yeah,
yeah,
that's it. Do you want the
crema,
chicken or the steak?
yeah,
When you're in the dispensary, I'm gonna start asking people, you want the chicken or a steak?
queso,
Because that's it. What? Well, let's be honest with one another.
grande
Yeah.
tortilla,
Y-
y
No,
poquito más,
no, hell
poco
no.
más.
I, I, um, I do.
There is
I
a meme
don't know
about
how
that,
the
which is
fuck.
great.
You know what I listened to the other
Huh?
day? George Carlin.
Really?
Seven deadly words.
Shit.
Seven. What's it called?
Set 7 words you can't say.
Yeah, seven
Yeah,
words. Can't say.
set
Yeah.
7 deadly words or whatever. Yeah.
He said, "Words are important. Words are my craft. We use words and assign a thing to it, an emotion,
Right.
he says something to that
Yes.
effect. So we have to be careful with our words, right? Because words mean a lot. And currently, the miscommunication and the bad representation of words, and realistically, the overlap of words, it's very dangerous.
Yes.
When
And
everybody,
and
when
how
we,
people interpret words and how people try to change what words mean
100%.
in the culture is also, part of is very dangerous as well. That's poison, I think in a lot of ways.
And we're not even maybe talking about how two, two, and two are all
Right.
three different words, because that was easy in school, right? We were
That's
all like,
easy to figure
ha,
out.
I got you. I can always figure out the differences. But the word, I think it was like run,
Mhm.
has like a fuck ton of different meanings, right?
Mhm.
Like a run of cards,
Uh-huh.
to run your car, for us to go run somewhere.
I took a run.
It's all contextually
Yeah.
fucking placed, right? So unless you're able to put together context, these words don't mean the same, in the way that the word weed is something you spray killer on at your house every day. If you got weeds at your house, that's bad. If you get stoned, that means that people are chucking rocks at you in the Bible.
Mhm.
These words have overlapping meanings that are fucking dangerous. And it's not that, like, I just wish that people were able to see past some of these words, but this is how they tie the words that they listen to, the words that they hear, the words that they're saying outwardly.
Mhm.
It's connected to the emotion that they're
Yeah.
saying too. And I'm going, wow, you're really worked up by this. I'm not trying to attack you.
Right.
I'm letting you know from an actual, and you can go look this up when you leave here. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, the laws are just the difference.
Yep.
There's
And how
no
they're interpreted and who is interpreting them at what time and who has the power to enforce them.
bingo, because the cannabis, marijuana, weed, hemp, the plant that all of us cherish because it is unbelievably effective to us in use, or effective to us
Yeah.
in building personal wealth or whatever. It's all the fucking same.
It's all the same.
Yep. And
And
everybody
there's room
should
for
have the
everybody.
right to use the thing to continue to buy, sell, trade, get by, whatever the fuck it is. If you feel like you got a
Yeah.
plug to something, then use it.
Yeah.
Right? If you've got a connection to something, use that connection and get further in life.
Yep.
If
And make
somebody
connections for other people. Like, don't hold those connections for yourself. Don't be greedy. Connect other people that can do cool shit. You'll eventually benefit from it in some way. Either you'll get to have a cool product, or you'll, get to have that feeling knowing that you introduced people, or,
yeah.
ideas, or
Yeah,
whatever,
and
man. Like,
there's
just,
plenty of people that you keep close because they're way nicer to you than they're going to be to other people.
yeah.
And the reason they're nicer to you is because you're fucking cool as
And
shit.
you're genuine.
And you've
You got to be
kept it
genuine.
real with somebody, and now they feel connected to you.
Yeah.
Establishing relationships like that doesn't just happen. It takes time, it takes effort. That's worth something. You
Yeah.
should use that to your advantage for your whole
Yeah.
entire life. Use the relationships you build to further you. But don't use the person that you're in a relationship to further you, you silly person. Like,
Yeah.
don't use somebody. It's a give and take. We're all in this shit together.
Yeah.
Don't.
Just got to be a good
You
person.
gotta be, yeah, be
Don't be a
fucking
good
cool,
person. Be a
man.
good person. Don't be a white knight.
Yeah.
Don't start drama. Keep your negativity over there,
And
man.
what are
Like, we're too busy like actually doing things. Like, we just I feel like as a community, dude, like waking up today just getting messages of gratitude. People just like, "Hey, it was so good to see you yesterday. Hey, thanks for introducing me yesterday." Like, dude,
I said?
we pulled off something that I've been talking about. I had an idea 2 years ago. I've been talking about it for a year. I We pulled it off. Like, we're just like building stuff here, and we're like finding our community, and it's, you know,
Well, bro, and
screw everything else.
that's
We
the
don't need it.
whole entire
Yeah,
point, is that
exactly.
why are we fighting?
Why are we fighting?
What the fuck are you? I literally asked a couple of the people that I work around, the other co-managers and shit. I said, "What the fuck are we fighting people for? Why
Right.
are you fighting your coworkers, your other
Yeah.
employees that work beside you,
Because you don't like it?
to
Well,
to
either tough shit, or you don't have the power to change it.
to prove your point, or what? Why aren't you
Yeah.
guys working together to come to an
To see
agreeable
each
fucking
other's point.
space?"
Not for not no. I want to, even if I have a different point of view, I want to understand the other point of view. I don't want necessarily that person to understand mine. I would hope that they would. I would rather understand theirs though, if it's different,
but that's the
and
whole
find the common ground.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Why does everything have to be disagreeable, fighting, competition? And this is from this whole thing. It's like there's space for everybody,
Yeah.
bro. And I think that with these dirty mentalities of everything is a competition,
Yep.
I hate everybody around me.
Yep.
I'm mad at everybody. I gotta compete against you.
Everybody had it easier. Everybody, I had it harder. Blah blah blah. It's a dumb competition.
It's well that also or it's cannabis or hemp. It's fucking the people with licenses or the people without. It's the fucking stop fucking fighting. Figure out a way. If you desperately hate licenses, is it because you want one? And
Right.
if that's the truth, then why aren't you taking the fucking proper steps to solve that problem
Yeah.
towards getting a license?
Right.
If you think that you could actually make it in the cannabis industry
You
doing
probably
cannabis
already
shit,
would have.
you, bro, you can put in fucking applications
Yeah.
all the way across the entire United States. You
Yeah.
don't have to just fucking sit here in Illinois
Right.
or just in Michigan or
Right.
just go somewhere else and find another fucking an opportunity for you to put a license out there. Does it cost money? Yes. Is it you taking a risk? Yes.
Yes.
Is it you putting your neck on the line, your back
Yes.
on the line, your fucking your
All of it.
house, your mortgage, your everything at some point? It could be. But if that's what the fuck you think you can do, if that's what you believe the dream is, then do it. Because some of these people have their literal entire lives on the line. Their houses, their
401ks.
any dollar bill
Yeah.
that is their life is tied into this company.
Yep.
It's their business. And you can go, well, they're making however much
Maybe.
dollars a day, maybe. And if they're doing it fucking 10 times over, do you understand the amount of work and stress and
Yeah.
thought process that goes into doing this thing on repeat? Do you know, I'm stressed the fuck out because somebody won't show up to work one time or a few people don't show up to work or oh we gotta fucking we're missing a product, we gotta find out how the fuck it went missing. Oh, it takes us like 2 days to figure out, oh, we found it within the fucking time limit. Oh, you're good, but it stressed you out for fucking 48 hours.
Yeah.
You had all the fucking problems in the world. There's plenty of things that are going on, but now for them, it's 10 times over. All the stress that I deal with and go, oh, my life is so
They have
tough.
whole regions of stores that they have to deal with happiness and
The-
marketing and you know
They're on phone calls
yeah.
constantly. They're never not on call. They're constantly
What
going
special
to
is
the
today?
fucking
We got to
to the
get
state
graphics out. Yep.
buildings. They're trying to fester fucking
Yep.
relationships for investments.
Yep.
They are constantly fucking moving. They have a direct line to a lawyer constantly to make sure that the moves that they make, it's annoying as fuck. If you want to do that, it is accessible for everybody. And for you to say, well, it's not for me, then you're just defeating yourself from the beginning. Do you
Yep.
even know what the fuck the licensing process looks like? Have you ever tried to see how much of it you could do yourself?
Yeah.
Because there's a
Good luck.
lot of things. I mean,
Let me
bro,
see your SOP.
bingo.
Let me
Wh-
see your SOP for how you're gonna handle compliance.
What bingo?
I want to
Because
because I want to know that you've actually had to research. I've researched it. We looked at before like I'm talking back 2010, 2011, 2012. My wife and I seriously looked at and were in the process of setting up a vape shop, thinking that we would do cannabis when it came around.
yeah, it'd be cool as shit.
And we got pretty far in 2013 and started looking at licensing stuff, and we're like, yo, I don't have 5 investors that have $5 million in assets each or whatever it was. You know,
Yeah,
like
there
for
was-
original,
there
it was
was- I
bad.
think you had to have, well, so the original thing, I think you had to have like 500,000 in a bank
Right.
waiting, and you had to have so much on hand of product, and you had to have all the licenses
Right.
and the applications and the rent for the building and the build foreman to build the blueprint and all the fucking expenses
Right.
because it becomes extensive. Once that's done, you're a few $1 million in the
We
hole.
only got we didn't get that much in the hole, but we did.
I
we
mean, you're
did.
not in the hole,
No, but yeah, we did start.
you're invested.
We started spending money. As far as like looking for places and getting things set up, and then we started really, and it was like, no, this is like,
Yeah. And I mean the
and shout
real
out to people who did it
the vape
and
shop
won
could have
them.
been realistic, and you could have started to build some fucking
And
revenue,
this
but
is
to
when
be
vaping was very popular, and
millions
I mean, yeah,
to put to literally build a shop to try and save a $500,000 so that you can literally just have the
I mean, we had just,
dollar bill amounts that
yeah.
they want to see your account at for an application
This is
is
after we moved back
wild.
from Myrtle Beach, and sold our tattoo shop, and like, we were, we could have put some money into some cool stuff, but we ended up not doing it because it was just too crazy.
Yeah.
And it was all like you had to submit all this stuff, and then it was still, you had to win a license, and there was no refund if you didn't do it, and you're
And you could be
50
at that point, you could literally be fucking
100 grand, 200
easily
grand
be
each in the hole, because
yeah,
they're every investor, and then
easily.
like you don't even get it. Look at Midwest Terps. They wanted to be a social equity uh you know grow, and they did not win a license.
Damn.
So but they're still out there trying,
All the time. And the thing is,
and they're putting out good
keep
weed. They've
hustling,
got some
keep
good
going.
weed. I
Because
like
you
those guys.
well,
They got good weed.
bingo. And they
Not all of it's for me,
deserve.
but like I've had consistently good stuff from them.
Here's the crazy part. I literally was just gonna say you deserve a license, but I then thought through that entire thought in my head while I before I said it. And the reason maybe you don't deserve a license is because by saying you deserve a license, I'm saying you deserve to be taxed like an asshole.
Yeah.
You deserve to be taxed without representation. You deserve to be taxed with an excess level of enforcement
Yep.
and regulation.
Scrutiny.
Oh fuck, dude. Like, so the thing is, there's some people that I just wish that cannabis, like I've said it forever, free market this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Get it away from medical, recreational, anything. Just allow people to represent cannabis. And if you need to license it, because in the same way liquor licenses and shit exist, but I've got 5, 6, 7 friends
Yeah.
legitimately in my phone book right now that own liquor licenses,
Yep.
that own restaurants, bars, fucking liquor stores, whatever. I could call all of them right now. They're normal average Joes. They're
Yeah.
living average lives like you and me. Maybe they're doing a little better than some of us, but they hustle their fucking lives away to
Yeah.
these places,
And they
right? So,
probably started off as like a delivery driver, hustling,
oh,
kegs and stuff,
my
and
my buddies, that some of them were literal line cooks
there
and
you go.
fucking bartenders who
Yeah.
decided to keep saving their money to the
Yeah.
point where now they own bars and restaurants.
Everybody thinks like people who like own companies like have never had to work, and like it's so much work.
Yeah. Yep. Everything, and that's the thing. The pie in the sky seems really nice, right? But it's, don't let yourself get fooled by neon fucking rainbows, Just
Yeah, no
yeah.
shit.
But
Hey dude, anything you want to say to wrap up our year episode? Our
yeah,
50-second episode?
yeah.
1 year? 1 year's worth of episodes, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's been fucking fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And the feedback, and for anybody who's listening to us all the way to this point right now, you're some of, honest to God, some of the coolest fucking people
Oh
in
yeah.
the world. And I'm not just trying to tug you because you're listening. I don't need any more listeners. I'm saying that because you agree with what we're talking about at a rate that some other people might not be able to handle. And that it kills us because we're sitting here going, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. And some of you are going, no, I'm on board with what you guys are saying. It makes sense that
Yeah.
some of these regulations should be changed. And why the fuck aren't they? Well, I think it's because of what I've been talking about. The fucking language around this thing is poor. The
Yeah.
way that we handle some of these things and the ways that the laws are interpreted are poor.
Mhm.
Be in control of the words that you say,
Yeah.
be in control of the laws that you represent. Make sure that you know what the fuck you're doing, and by all means then, friends, let the fucking rainbows be what you aim for. Let the pie in the sky be what you go for. Go fucking big,
Yeah.
dude. because all of you deserve to fucking eat. All of you deserve a place
Yeah.
at the fucking table.
Yeah. Even if you're a jerk and we don't really like you,
What
you can still be at the table. You might sit
if
two
you're a
or three
jerk and you're
down from me.
listening,
You might sit 2 or 3 down from me, but like you
yeah,
can still be at the table.
jerk, if you're still listening, there's still room for you not to
Yeah,
be a jerk.
there is.
Every single day,
I'm a
we
jerk
can make the
sometimes. I'm
conscious
sorry if I'm a
decision.
jerk too.
Bingo.
Yeah,
We can make that conscious decision to stop being the poor representation
that's
of
right.
ourselves, right? Every single day, we can make the decision to change.
That's right.
I used to remember, and I say it a lot. I used to remember when I used to say wild shit like, I used to tell people about the drugs that I didn't do before I did them.
Right.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll take the LSD. I'd done that before. And then I took it and I was blasted out of my fucking mind. Wasn't in a setting that I should have been in. I'm sitting there trying to fucking hold it together because I'm trying to represent
Yeah.
my level of coolness. And I just remember this repeating thought in my head. And since that day, I went, why have I been lying to represent who the fuck I am?
If you're just genuine,
I just be
most of the
me.
time, people will appreciate that. There are people who
I mean, I
don't
was
appreciate it,
14.
but they don't appreciate you anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think everything above that had some of the opportunities that I did, and I had some of the people around me to hold me accountable at
Yeah.
the ages that I was able to. So I had a lot longer to learn,
Yeah.
right? But I also didn't have the roadmap maybe that I'm trying to lay out, that Aaron's trying to lay out.
Just follow
If
Yellow
you're a
Brick
jerk
Road.
and you're listening still, just be cool, man.
Oh yeah.
And for everybody else, I fucking love the shit out
Yeah.
of you. Thanks for being part of this culture. Thanks for being part of this community. Support dope people.
That's right.
Two dope dudes.
Two dope dudes. Growers Hangout.
Peace,
Love
love,
Green
and
Cult.
cope.
Peace, Love, and Cope.
Uh,
Little Green
it does
Grow Shop. Come
Little
here
Green-
on
oh my
DeKalb.
god, please.
You gotta come to DeKalb. Hey, I
Yeah.
hear there might be a new store opening soon. It's gonna be cool.
Whoa,
Hell yeah.
let's go. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, shout out Fox Valley Growers Club. Shout out
Mr. CBD.
yeah, Mr. CBD, Crop Culture.
Yeah.
Weed should taste good. Miles, you're the fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
Like I can't thank you enough for your help and your support and just being super proper. And we love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.